Se got the bomb. Won't you stay just a little bit longer? Oh, won't you please say you will? Yeah. Something is right. Pretty much today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel
AP
like
News.
picking up
I'm
the
Ed
phone.
Donahue. President Biden was asked about the death of Hamas's top leader, Yahya Sinwar.
A good day for the world. I call these now to congratulate.
Sinwar was the mastermind of the Hamas attacks 1 year ago. Israel says he was killed during a strike in Gaza. Here's the AP's Joseph Fetterman.
Surprisingly, Israel says that he was not the target of this operation. Instead, they say that he was participating in a battle in the southern Gaza Strip. They say that he was with other militants who tried to hide in a building. Israeli tank forces, opened fire on the building, and they say that Sinwar's body was destroyed in the rubble.
Israeli leaders celebrated Sinwar's killing as a settling of scores just over a year after the Hamas attacks. A 52-page report from an independent panel says the Secret Service needs fundamental reform and new leadership after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Involved in that report, former Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano.
This is a zero-fail mission. For any failure endangers not only the life of the protectee, but also the fundamentals of our government itself. Without these recommended reforms, we believe another Butler can and will happen again.
The assassination attempt was in Butler, Pennsylvania. In the first public reaction to Liam Payne's death in Argentina, all four former One Direction bandmates say they're completely devastated. Prosecutors say the circumstances surrounding the death are suspicious and possibly involve drugs, though there was no sign of a third party being involved. Payne fell 3 stories to his death. Alabama is preparing to put to death a man who admitted to killing 5 people with an axe and a gun during a drug-fueled rampage in 2016. Stocks finished mixed. The Dow up 161 points. This is AP News. The deadline is near to register to vote in battleground state Pennsylvania.
If you're at least 18 years old on November 5th, a United States citizen, and have lived at your current Pennsylvania address for 30 days, you can register to vote. To do so, you'll need a valid driver's license number, Penn.ID card, or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Kyle Miller, Pennsylvania policy strategist at Protect Democracy, says county election officials check this information against multiple databases to make sure you are who you say you are. And he says they are very good at making sure only eligible voters are registered and removing registrations that have lapsed.
95 to 99% of the expected list maintenance that we would expect to see, that is happening and has happened already for 2024 in Pennsylvania.
Updating name, address, or party affiliation also has to be done by the October 21st deadline. In Harrisburg, I'm Katie Knoll.
Ed Donahue, AP News.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.
Whoa, Friday edition of Good Morning Marianas. Well, I mean, it gets a name so nice we use it twice within the first sentence. How about that? I guess it's nice. All right, we'll give it. Hey, it's 7:21 in the morning out here, and it is not a sunny day at all. It is gray. It is rainy. But hey, it's Friday. It's better than a Monday. So we'll go with that. We're going to keep it. We're going to love it. And that's what we got today. Holy cow. I can't believe that this week went by so fast. It helps when we get to start off with a little bit of a holiday on Monday for Cultural Day, Columbus Day, you name it, it's that day. And in the meantime, it got rainier and rainier and rainier throughout the week. And that's what Landon was telling us we were going to expect. Landon, our meteorologist friend from the National Weather Service. And hey, we got it. We got exactly what they said. But I'll tell you what, the wind picked up quicker than what we thought it was going to be because it's already got gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. And but I'll tell you what, it's 81 degrees out here in not sunny Saipan today. Humidity's at 82% up at the Saipan International Airport. Looking at showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Some of the storms could produce some serious rainfall. So looking at cloudy with a high near 85 today. Regular winds out of the east, 11 to 18 miles per hour. Gusts as high as 24, like we said. 70% chance of rain. Well, we already got it today. So, hey, that happened. Also, tonight, more of the same. Yes, if you like what you're seeing now, imagine this without the sun tonight. It's going to be the same thing. Tomorrow, same thing again. Actually, it looks like it might warm up a little bit more. Might get all the way up to 86 tomorrow. But we're looking at the same kind of winds and the same kind of rain. Sunday as well. And how about Monday? Monday, it looks like it's going to have a vast improvement because the chance of rain's going to go all the way down to 60%. Hey, it looks like we're just going to be in for a rainy few days, but that's not too bad. We need some of that stuff for the weekend. We're talking about Arbor Month and everything with the folks from Forestry, and they were telling us about, hey, trees need rain, and we got plenty of it, so it's a good tree month. Not too bad. We'll see how it works for soccer tonight. Yeah, we got a big game for the boys in Pyrie. Playing up against, who are we playing against? I think we're up against Matanza. And those guys aren't weak, that's for sure. Ooh, 3-6 Mafia. Come on, you got to know this. Do you know this? No. All right, anyway, that's what we got tonight. We got a big soccer game tonight, 6:15 over there at the Kohlerville pitch. Should be a lot of fun watching a bunch of old dudes kick around the ball. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am. Also... maybe it's not the most exciting thing for everybody out here in the Marianas, and you know what? I think I'm willing to deal with that. I can handle that. But tonight there is a different kind of football going on, and by tonight I mean Thursday night in the mainland and Friday morning here. It's the NFL as Week 7 kicks off tonight. The Broncos and the Saints, two teams that are or have been coached by Sean Payton. And it's going to be exciting stuff. I like to see it because the Saints look pretty good this year sometimes. We'll see what Rattler's got tonight. But I like this Bo Nix guy for the Broncos. I like him. Dude is just solid. He looks like he's going to be like a real legit quarterback. He might not have all of it together yet, but he's got the right temperament, the right delivery. I think he's got enough charisma to make sure that the guys in the huddle are going to be listening to him too. I mean, I loved it. He got into a little argument with his head coach, Sean Payton, on the sideline. And he got asked about it in the media. And the media is like, hey, can you tell us about what happened? He's like, well, you see what happened on that play was coach came over to tell me how much he loved me. And I told him I love him too. Next question. That was great. Hey, when you got that kind of poise already with the media as a rookie, that is legit. I absolutely love that quote. Dude, he had me at hello. It was pretty cool. Hey, quarterback in the NFL is a pretty sweet job. I got to tell you, it is. It's a pretty sweet job. But there is another job that you can get today. Well, tomorrow. There's a job fair. The Hyatt. It's not the Hyatt. Hold on. Let me put this up here for you. MB Cap. I could it'd be easier if I just shared it. All right, I'll just share it with you guys. Hold on one second. to share screen. We got this. MB Capital is going to be doing a job fair, and it's going to be tomorrow at the former Hyatt. The one we used to find here. 1 second. JF. And get that for you. But it's a great opportunity. They've got a lot of positions that are open, and they are starting down the path of opening up. They already opened up Miyako, which is pretty sweet, and got people excited about, here we go, job fair, yay. Kapow. Let me open this up for you. And they are looking, so bring your resume. Oh, here we go. This was not sized perfectly for me. Here. Yeah, don't worry. You can enjoy this. Here we go. That's it. That's the job fair. So it's tomorrow from 10 to 12. It's only for 2 hours, but they've got all kinds of jobs open. Engineering jobs, think about it, like mechanic, the air conditioning and refrigeration techs, painters, plumbers, electricians. They need people in finance. They need people dealing with all over in the rooms, front office, guest services. They need housekeeping folks. They need F&B folks. You name it, they need it. They're opening up a hotel. They need people, especially if you used to work over there at the Hyatt. You know your level of customer service is going to be up there pretty quick. So go ahead and reach out to them. Their number is 488-1000 for their F&B, but I think that's kind of their central number right now. But you can go and bring your resume down there. Again, tomorrow, Saturday, October 19th, at the former Hyatt. They don't have a hotel name yet, but they're getting ready to open up a hotel. And in fact, they're going to be announcing their new partner and their new who they're going to be at the general membership meeting for the Saipan Chamber of Commerce in November. So it's coming. You can hear, it's like Johnny Cash. I hear that train a coming. Well, that's what's coming. Progress. That's what's coming over there with MB Capital. So reach out, look out for them, and see if they can't get you a job that you need. And hey, we need it. You're talking about issues with the economy. You know, you can get caught up in everybody's conversation. Oh, it's terrible. There's no way out of it. Nope. There's a way to make it happen, and these guys are trying to do it. And there's no excuse. If they're coming up with jobs that you could get, you know, that's it. You can't make excuses for people. Oh, the economy's bad. That's why they're turning to crime. No, you turn to a job and get yourself that. So it's pretty cool. All right, hey, let's keep on rolling and talk about what's happening in our community. There's a lot of cool things that are happening out here in the Marianas. We got you caught up with everything from the AP, and we'll get you at the 8 o'clock later this morning. We've got some guests coming in studio today from Mango. Yes, we have the Marianas Alliance of non-governmental organizations. They're coming in here. Shauna Mabalta is going to be here, and Francis Sablon. It is going to be like the best show ever. They'll be in here in about a half an hour, and we're looking forward to having them in faux show. And then what else do we got? Oh, we got videos for them. We got all kinds of stuff. But we're going to get into some of the things that are happening in our little world right here, talk about some of the headlines that we've got right now, and things that are, I think, moving in the right direction. Manny Castro. You know, it's because I know a few Manny Sablons. Sorry, Manny. But Representative Manny Castro, I was really excited when he decided to run for office a couple of years ago to become a member of our House of Representatives. And he won in Precinct 2. And you know what's great? He's a talented guy. He's got his head on his shoulders, and he's doesn't look down at people or anything. Like he's a regular guy. But he's sharp, and he's got a great ear. He really listens to people. But every once in a while, you see him get, you can see that little fire that he's got, the passion that he's got for whatever project that it is that he's doing. And I can see the passion that he's got, that he's turning in as from a representative to a senator. And holy cow, man, this guy, I love what he's doing. I love the commercials that he's got for sure. Well, anyway, he's got something now he's got some legislation now to help get some compensation to the prisoners who are out there doing work for Department of Corrections. So when they're out there doing things in the community, that they'll end up getting paid a certain amount, which will end up helping them pay their fines and everything that they owe. And I think it's a good thing. It's not like they're getting minimum wage or something like that. It's like getting like $1 an hour, right? Is that a bad thing? No. I mean, because they're getting their meals taken care of, and while they're imprisoned, and their housing, it's not like it's their choice to be in there, right? They'd rather do something else in life than be in jail. But they should also get something back for the work that they're doing. It's not like indentured servitude. So they are going out there, and with this legislation, they'll end up getting some money back. And you know what? I read I read a post last night about it that didn't even seem positive about it at all. They're like, what are we doing? They're making it so that people are going to want to go to prison so they can get their housing and their meals, and now they're going to get paid. I'm like, first of all, that's a crazy thought. Number two, I saw somebody reply saying, hey, you're not just going in there for punishment, although you are. You're going in there for rehabilitation. And everything that our Department of Corrections commissioner is doing to forward that effort of rehabilitation has been positive. It's been fantastic. And now actually getting them some money for what they're doing, the work that they're doing, I think makes great sense. Great sense. Again, because some of them have substantial fines that they have to pay. There's some restitution they have to pay. And this goes so that they're not going to be in the hole right away when they get out. At least this will go toward doing, getting some money back for that. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great initiative to get them compensated for the work that they're doing when they're out there, because they do good things. I mean, like they're doing work at different places. Again, like where they're doing cleanups and all that other stuff, and it should be. It should go back to at least somewhere, because the Department of Corrections, it costs. There's a fee associated with fuel, transporting them to place, if nothing else, right, and getting them out there. But either way, it's getting our incarcerated population rehabilitated. It's a great program, and getting them some actual compensation for it, I think, is a good deal too. Again, don't get excited. It's not like they're going to be making more money than you. It's not like it's going to be, they took our jobs. No, you're getting paid like $1 an hour, right? Up to, right? It's not a bad thing, guys. It's not a bad thing at all. So I want to keep that going, and I definitely support that initiative. You know what else I support? Man, we got two great organizations working together, DFEMS and Red Cross. Over the weekend, they were out there putting up smoke alarms all around Saipan and doing that together. When somebody's house burns down in a fire, not that there's other ways they burn down, I guess, but there's people who lose absolutely everything. Aside from the guys who go there to put that fire out, the people who are there to care for them right at the beginning, American Red Cross. Take care of all those emergency essentials. When you lose everything, the American Red Cross is right there. They got your blankets right there. They got some clothes for you. They got some food for you. They put you up in a hotel, like basically, so you don't have to figure everything out right away. While you're standing out there shivering, watching your world burn down, the Red Cross is there for you. Now, they're not taking care of you forever, right? They're not a bottomless pit of funds. But in those first few days, you don't have to figure out what the heck's going on. They let you recover first. Well, anyway, they do a lot to prevent that from happening in the first place. And one of the ways of doing that is making sure you have smoke detectors in your house or at your business. And you got to make sure that they work. Talking batteries and power and all that kind of stuff, because you don't want to be without it. It's kind of worthless if you just have it hanging up there. Well, anyway, they ended up going around and putting up 50 of them, more than 50 of them, over the weekend. Now, they do a lot of great things. In fact, I'm just taking my first steps into my little Red Cross journey that I'll tell you about as things become a little bit more, when they take shape a little bit with those back-to-back disasters in the mainland. But we've got a great little website here if you want to get involved with them. Redcross.org/NMI. redcross.org/NMI, or you can actually give them a call at 234-3459. They're great. J.D. Tenorio and John Hirsch and everybody who has a part in helping out down there with the Red Cross. I mean, you never want to be in a situation where you need their help, but if you need their help, boy, you're going to be certainly thankful that they're there for you. I want to see what this was about, because I'm not familiar with this at all. What is this? All right, I'm not going to go into these maybes. Let's go into the real stuff. Because Star Marianas, dum dum dum. Yes, Star Marianas and CPA. It is like, hold on, let me see if I have the appropriate music for it, because I think I know. Oh man, how did I forget that this is like the perfect music? Wait, just one second. Let's see. Let's see if I find the right stuff. If I find the right stuff, this is going to be what we'll use for this forever. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got.
Audio Jungle.
I don't even hear anything other than the Audio Jungle. By the way, don't worry. That is so that you can't just...
Audio Jungle.
No. I think that's our winner. So what happens is we've got this this subscription service that we pay for, and that's the sample. And what they do that so that you can't if you listen to the sample of it and it has and you don't have your subscription, then it's got that other stuff in there. Hold on, come on now, let's go. All right, there we go. Music. And I turned off this stuff just so we can listen to it. Okay, I think this is it right here. Boom, download. And we get to download it with the license. There it is. Hooray, and my new service. Let's try the sound for size here when it opens up. Oh, Caleb, are you talking about your smoke detector? Can it be installed in your Pala Pala? Yeah, I can't imagine it couldn't be. Hold on, let me move this over now, because I did. Look at that. Let's open it up. Where are you at? There we go. There we go, baby. All right, now we're going to put it over here. All right. All this is to set up. This is probably not going to be a great build-up now. Like, you better deliver here now, Brad. Okay, we want to do the full version. Here we go. Here we go. This is the worst. It's all right. Now it'll work. Hooray. Well, maybe it's not perfect. This was gonna be our soap opera theme for As the World Flies, the ongoing drama between some propeller-crossed lovers from the island of Tinian, Saipan, and Rhoda. In the air, on the sea, on the ground. The Titans of Star Marianas and the Commonwealth Ports Authority find love across a paper-strewn table. I mean, like, it is an ongoing soap opera between what's going on with Star Marianas and CPA. But it's great because there's there's so many great levels to it. But it is a drama. And I need a better theme song than this, so we'll go with it. I'm going to leave it quiet now. I do want to there's got to be something better in our lives for soap opera songs, right? Here, let's just see. Soap opera music. Oh, you know what? I remember we did this. Just Googled that. And there's like a whole website devoted to just rando soap opera music. And not like name brand stuff either. No, not even the themes. This is great. This is it. I remember this. Here we go. When it loads. And I really just want to talk about the meat of this story. Oh, no. This is not going to be it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to just skip past all that stuff and go with something that we would normally go with. There we go. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about this. So, more like the Golden Girls, exactly. So, the real deal going on right now between Star Marianas and the Commonwealth Ports Authority, it's ongoing, and it goes with the fees and the structures and all that other stuff that they talked about. And we've been talking about this for a long time now. It's not a new thing for us anymore. It's something that has been happening for a long time. And then where they're pointing the fingers at each other, who's to blame, who's got to pay, why haven't you paid, why don't you call me, what happened, don't you love me no more? I mean, like, there's so many different things with it. Well, anyway, what the latest development is that it got elevated to the next level, because it's not just your regular version of the FAA that's involved now. No, it is now like this regional area, this regional organization that deals with this kind of stuff out of California. Not the Honolulu guys. Not the Honolulu guys who just kind of, they do it when they do it. No, this is now California level stuff. So just imagine it's like all the other stuff, but with like a surfer accent. Okay, maybe not. But let's get into this, because it's pretty heavy. Hold on, open this up. Get out of the way. I'm all set up for this. These guests in studio now, so I got some stuff in the way here. But let's take a look at it. So this is it. So this is the Western Pacific Region Office of Airports Safety and Standards. They're now part of this, and I forget this guy's name. It was interesting. Gabriel Mons. And he's the guy who's doing this now. He's the compliance program manager. And he sent this letter out to Executive Director Tudela. Plus, he sent it out to the folks in Honolulu to say, hey, we're on this now. So basically, this is the response from Gabriel Mons at that Western Pacific Region office to Bob Christian, who's the CEO of Star Marianas. So what happened was they basically said, hey, we're complaining about this fee structure and all this other stuff. And here's a little recap of the letter. Said on September 18th, we received your letter dated from September 11th. It's the second worst thing that's ever happened to us on September 11th. No, they didn't say that. And then they go into it talking about like, hey, they're charging us. They're not doing what they're supposed to, discriminatory practices. So here's the two things that Gabriel Mons is talking about. And what he asked for. He said, one, you're saying that you allege that in February of 24, Superior Court ruled in favor of Star Marianas, highlighting the CPA's failure to provide required budgets and adjust fees based on actual costs for 13 years. Despite this, CPA continues to refuse detailed fee breakdowns and annual reconciliation since 2021, showing a pattern of non-compliance. So the guy from California says, please provide copies of the court ruling to back that up. Number two says, you're saying that despite multiple requests, CPAs refuse to provide a transparent breakdown of fees, preventing SMA from determining if the charges are fair, reasonable, or compliant with federal law, or otherwise violating FAA regulations. So Gabriel Mons says, hey, let's clarify this. Provide us with a financial breakdown that SMA is requesting. Additionally, specify which aspects of CPA financials are of concern and how these concerns constitute a violation of airport rates and charges or airport revenue policies based on FAA regulations. So that two-pager, he was met with an immediate reply. This is how they do it. They initially sent an 85-page document to the FAA on September 11th, dated the 18th. Well, anyway, the reply, a little bit bigger. Well, not bigger, actually. The reply was a little bit better. It was only 46 pages. So check this out. We're not going to go through and read a 46-page document here, but this is where Bob Christian crosses all the T's and dots all the I's by saying, look, here's all the things of our complaint. Here is, he provides a little wrap-up of everything that's in the judgment, like a little summary of everything that was in there, and all the codes and regulations they feel aren't being met. And then it's the exhibit train, and it just, here's all the legal stuff that he was talking about. So now it's going to go back to the FAA in California, and they're going to find out, they're going to go through all this, and I don't know how long it's going to take. It might actually be like 30 days. Who knows if it's going to take longer than that. But it's elevated within the FAA now. It is not just in the Honolulu office. This is getting heavy. I mean, the next step is going to DC and dealing with it there. So I basically think that Star Marianas thought that they were on the road to recovery with CPA. They really, I think that Star Marianas was feeling pretty good about it after meeting with the governor, meeting with the CPA, until they pulled Joe Zuzu out of the chairmanship. They vote him out, and then Joe Zuzu leaves. Screw you guys, I'm going out. I mean, like, when he's not running it, and he's like, I can't even do anything now. I think he just got fed up dealing with the folks, because they're going back to the same way that they were under the previous administration's leadership. And it doesn't seem like that's a positive thing. It doesn't. I mean, it's surprising that they're going back that way. It seems like they're going backwards. So I think Star Mariana saw this and was like, well, what do you want me to do here? We got to send you guys this stuff because here's where they're screwing us up. And so now they're going back at it this way. I don't know that there's going to be any progress being made for a long time. There's got to be like a big changeover with those folks. Again, they're all well-intentioned folks. Nobody takes that job not wanting to be an asset to the community. Oh, Chris, you're right. Chris says, and Joe's a very successful businessman in the Marianas, and they could learn from him. Absolutely. To be fair, being in those meetings, I can empathize quite a bit. Like, I can empathize with the frustration that Mr. Azuzu was expressing, because it seems like he was trying to move things along that people were being very resistant to helping with. But there wasn't a very respectful delivery or a conversation between everybody. Cutting people off isn't good. Browbeating them, embarrassing them. That stuff doesn't work, right? So they basically said, we had enough of that. We're gonna work around you, and we're gonna vote you out. And that's what happened. You're not better than us. That's what happened. That's calling a spade a spade. They just didn't like the way they were being treated, so they were like, well, you're not going to be our chairman anymore. We thought you were going to be all this great stuff, and we just don't like you now. You hurt our feelings. Yep, that's what happened. So you disrespect us, we're going to get you right back. So it does suck. I could see it how they could both be frustrated with each other, for sure. Yeah, Tobot's, you're right. He just didn't want to get involved with the politics. And I think he just got pretty pissed off that he had to deal with that kind of stuff. He's like, what don't you guys get? Stop with these delays. Let's just keep moving here. Enough of this, you guys. That's it. I think that I think that's what ultimately did him in. It was just that they didn't get along because of that. A little too heavy-handed for him. Where it came from, I think it's from the right place. Being frustrated at inaction. People it seemed like they were purposefully dragging anchor. Maybe make the administration look bad, right? But I think the latest move looks even worse. And I think it's going to show in the polls. I mean, I think it's going to have an impact in the next election. I don't know if everybody's drawing that same parallel. I do. I mean, I could see it. But I feel like it's going to be there'll be an indication for that when people go to the ballot this time. Just my guess. My best guess. I think that all this stuff is going to look really bad. Instead of potentially looking better, I think that this is going to actually cause like one certain political group to take a step even further back. Because I think not just this with CPA, but the other things that they're dealing with in court, going to make one group just really step backwards. I can't imagine the people of the CNMI dealing with it anymore. Like, I hear it in the conversation. I mean, I see it, you guys in the comments for sure. But, like, even if you want to, even if you like the people, the fact that they're, like, handcuffed to this group is just not great. And I'm not one of those mainland party guys at all. I don't pick sides based on that stuff, right? But, I can tell you, some people just need to break up. They just need to break up with their party and do something different. Because there's some people who are really dynamite. You can do a lot of stuff. They need to just shake that dead weight. Those people who might have been supporters, might have been there for you, man, just looking like anchors dragging you down. I mean, it really does. And I'll tell you, what really made it evident? I could tell when things were looking bad for Governor Torres, when I saw his circle of trust continue to shrink. When he had the same handful of people in every aspect of what he was doing. That's what's happening with that group now. Same group. Same person you refuse to cut ties with is it's running your campaign. Just can't believe it. Anyway, but that's what's going to happen. And what's happening here with the CPA is not just emblematic of that, but I think it deals with a lot of same people, and that's where the ties are, because it gets into that same stuff where people said we can watch what happened with CPA over the last few years. It's difficult to see it now. Chris says it should be for the benefit of the people of the CNMI and not for certain groups or individuals. Yeah, Chris, 100%, man. I'm totally with you on that. Like, I totally get that. And it's difficult to see. It is difficult to see. What was it? To put it into like Manny had one of these commercials that normally when those ads pop up on YouTube or wherever, when you're waiting to watch your video, usually you just wait for the couple of seconds and hit skip. Well, I was brushing my teeth and my hands were wet or something, so I didn't reach over and press skip. So I actually listened to the ad. And one of the great quotes in there is, if you're more interested in talking to the people with power, or if you find yourself having more meetings with people who have power than people who don't, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. Oh, holy crap. That meant something. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I love that. And so I look forward to seeing how all these things shake out, especially with this stuff with CPA. Again, where you've got all these guys who are there and one relative newcomer, right, who's just a great qualified appointee who's just kind of along for the ride, not being told what to do or anything like that. Definitely not part of the problem. They're all there. I think you need new people. I'm telling you, because they're arguing about politics instead of getting it done. They're making it difficult for each other to succeed instead of getting stuff done because this election's coming up. And they want to make people look bad. It's the wrong thing. It's the wrong approach. I say get some younger folks in there. People who aren't as jaded. People who aren't as influenced by these folks. Decades of squabbling and choosing teams and all that stuff. Yes, you want them qualified. We have qualified young engineers. We have qualified young accountants. We have qualified young businessmen who could do a better job running the airport and the seaport. It's not an indictment saying that you have to be a certain age, but really, to get rid of all that other crap. Get rid of all that political back and forth. Because it's not about that. It's not gamesmanship. It's the future of the CNMI. We're looking at going down a road toward receivership for our ports. And I don't even think that's a bad thing. We're going to look stupid. Probably. We're going to end up looking incompetent. Probably. But do you want to just look not incompetent, but be incompetent? No. I'd rather have us get taken over, at least temporarily, at the ports, get our stuff together, and then set it up the right way. Make it be a big negative for everybody who's involved. Yeah, you screwed it up. And this is not the employees at the Ports Authority at all. They're not the ones who are screwing this up. They're doing their jobs the best they can. We know where it is. We know exactly where it's at. We're reading about it every day. Is this the story that our kids are going to end up reading the same stories all the time? Yeah, if we don't do anything about it, and if nothing drastic happens about it, that's exactly what's going to happen. Shake it up, baby. Shake and bake. Go out and fix that thing. I don't think receivership is a bad thing for a CPA. Yeah. Oh, Sean, good to see you. Says the question needs to be asked is why is CPA so reluctant to open up their books and itemizing their charges? Hiding something maybe? Probably. Yeah, because that's how they're able to make all those decisions and about plants. But not just that. I mean, but like all kinds of stuff. Like CUC's the same way, right? The FAC, the fuel adjustment charge, is not just fuel, right? I listened to the explanations about that, and I listened to the tap dancing every single time they got called. CUC got called into the legislature to talk about that. They couldn't give a good answer. Well, I'm not prepared, or I don't have the exact. No. Show me exactly what that is, and break down all the way. And they didn't, and they can't, because they were reluctant to talk about how much bad debt factors into the fuel adjustment charge. And that's a big deal. It's a massive deal. When you've got $64 million worth of bad debt just from the hospital. Just from the hospital. That's where it all comes from. The CNMI would be better. Now, utilities. Well, the other thing is that there's so much that you pay for the fuel, and CUC pays a lot less for fuel than you pay when you go to the pump, because they buy millions of gallons every month, right? So they're reluctant to show that because they don't want to show the contract that they got for mobile, right? I mean, it's public. It should be public. That fuel adjustment charge, though, covers up a lot of stuff. So it makes up for the people who aren't paying. Not again, so it doesn't just cover the bad debt, but the thing is that if for some reason CUC doesn't have enough money to pay for that next fuel shipment, they're not going to do it based on credit. So there's always a pad in there to make sure they have money for the fuel coming in all the time. Otherwise, we're out of luck. Totally, right? But the other thing is about the fuel rate is that the government pays a way higher rate for water and for power than a residential rate is because the government subsidizes regular folks. Okay, so that's a toughie. And also the government agencies can't afford it. So they don't pay. So it goes into the rate. Same thing with businesses. Businesses pay a higher rate than residential rates. Not as high as the government rate, though. CPA's got something like that going on, too. Because how do they have all those folks working there when they don't have all those flights? How do they have the same staffing levels with having less flights? You can't. You can't offer the same services. And why don't they look at closing down part of the airport? If you don't need all of it, why is everything like a refrigerator? Don't. Save some money on the utilities. Didn't they owe like $10 million on utilities? Is that how much they were behind? And now the area that they're getting themselves into right now, the CPA board's trying to justify their rates by saying, well, we need to be in cost recovery. Great. But they're not even looking at cost reduction. And if they are looking at it, that's great, but they're not doing anything about it. They're not. Again, we're talking about, it's really tough to watch. And some of the criticism, I don't want to be unfair because I've heard some of the explanations before that seem like they make sense. But still, it's unthinkable when you think of how many delays there were for all the recovery from the super typhoon. We're sitting here trying to squeeze blood from a rock. Really, I mean, like trying to get as much as we can out of an airplane powered by propellers. You know, it's like we're not going after the big guys. We're going after this little guy that we depend on. And every time they say, well, it's like CPA is saying two things. Yeah, well, those guys, well, we're not going to help them out. We're going to go support somebody else. And that's the bigger picture, right? That instead of, in the previous administration, instead of supporting Star Marianas, what they ended up doing was helping another airline start up here and buy their planes and then give them extra money to price Star Marianas out of business. And as soon as you took away those federal dollars that gave that unfair advantage to that company, they just said, screw you guys, we're going home. We don't care about the CNMI. And so who's left holding the bag? Star Marianas to try to keep everything going. They just would have helped them out in the first place. None of this stuff would have happened. And who was that? Don't forget this stuff during the elections, guys. Don't forget this stuff. The architects of our demise are people who are still trying to run for office. It's a true story. Those same folks from that previous administration who thought they were going to, and I'll tell you what, that Mariana Southern was super nice. Pretty fancy planes, new stuff, made us look good, right? But you're doing it and screwing over one of your longtime companies. That is not cool. With the full support of the administration, you cannot do that. Illegal, well, unethical. You cannot support those folks. Wouldn't it have been a better story of showing how you're poor? New investment's great. But how about the people who already saw the value in it? I'll tell you what it was. It was you're married for 15 years to someone who saw the value in you when you were nothing. All of a sudden, some hot chick comes along, and you're like, oh shit, here, let me get you a nice fur coat and a convertible. That's what happened. That's in. It's not level up, that's trading up. That is trading up is what they were doing. Trying to upgrade. That's what was happening. You can't be that guy. Can't support those guys. Well, you can support them if you want to. Those are the same people that are going to turn their back on you too. That's how it works. They turn their back on a local company. And a local company that, by the way, that they crap on all the time, until they're like, fine, you guys gonna keep crapping on us, we're out of here. They're like, you can't leave. We depend on you. Make up your mind. It's so difficult to watch. Sheila was a man. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I know, I'm thinking about it. What, was that Funky Cole Medina? From what I found, I don't play around with no Oscar Mayer wiener. You must be sure your girl is pure with the Funky Cole Medina. All right. That's right. That is called sick rapping, and not like the good kind. That is like something ill. No, and not that kind either. Well, hey, I'll tell you, Jimbo, that's exactly what was happening. Yes, JJ, that's awesome. Fur coat and a convertible, baby. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's what it was. That was essentially what it was. And it's tough. You can see how all these things are connected. It's easy to go down all those little rabbit holes talking about this stuff. You know, how all these topics build upon each other and get you frustrated. And you know what? I'm not a stakeholder in any of these things, right? I mean, I am as a community member, right? But it's not like I'm a shareholder in one of these organizations or something. It's just frustrating to see it. It bothers me too, because I like these guys. They do others. These guys mean the people that are part of the board. They do good stuff in the community for different things, you know? So why are they compliant with people who want to screw over local companies that they admit we depend on? I do understand the other side of the argument. If you just want to dumb it down and say, hey, pay what you owe. You got to pay something. All right, I get that. I don't believe Star Marianas wants to operate for free, like Freedom Air. Star Marianas isn't going next door to Max and stealing their fuel. Do you guys remember that? Freedom Air stealing Star Marianas' fuel. Do you remember that? Yeah. Well, anyway, that's not what they're trying to do. They're just saying, hey, just charge us what we're supposed to pay. Yeah, and so Ray Vincent, I'll tell you what, Vincent, if it's a power grab, what the heck are you trying to grab? What are you trying to get from CPA? Tell you what, they got some crappy construction done over at the airport, right? The runway. Was that GPPC also? And by the way, why are we doing business with GPPC? I know. They do a lot of great stuff. What does it stand for? Good people pouring concrete? No, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I didn't do this yesterday. Like around 3 o'clock, I was driving down Beach Road. I'm like, there's like nobody out there from GPPC. They got all this crap all over the place, all this torn up road, all this orange cone and the little fencing, the wood forms all off on the side, and nothing happening. I saw one guy moving one big rock into a pile of other rocks. I saw somebody else with a broom. And this is from AK all the way down to Chalumpiao. There was like nobody out there doing anything. First of all, stop digging crap up if you can't finish what you're doing already. Number two, where is everybody? Where are all your workers? And why can't you finish the stuff in sections that are still bad? Excuse me. That are still unfinished since the beginning. I think like some of these stuff, it's like biblical. Like I think in the beginning, there was darkness and cones. Like there are parts of the road that have been in the same state of crappiness since this program began, while some other spots look okay. And here's the reason. Because they also are the people who are doing the work at AK in Puerto Rico. And if they don't finish that in a certain amount of time, they're going to pay a butt ton of fees to AK. Yep, they're going to owe them a lot of money for not finishing on time. Because AK at the intersection of Beach Road and Chalamonseñor Guerrero, that property now is leased by Triple J. So they're renting that from Triple J. And then they were smart enough, unlike the CNMI when we had that deal with IPI about being bonded by finishing it and by a certain time and all that stuff. Well, they have standards that they need to get that facility in Puerto Rico finished by so that AK can move in and open up. And if they don't, they owe some of that money back to AK. So they are taking their people off of the roads to go work over there in Puerto Rico. They're overextended. If they can't handle it, they need to subcontract and get these roads done. And it's got to be Public Works who holds them accountable for this stuff. Really. If I was running Public Works would be terrible, for sure. But if I was running Public Works, I would open up a second office at GPPC, or I would make sure that I had somebody from GPPC stationed at my office at a desk just for that project. When are we going to finish this thing? Exactly, Lewis. He says, how about the fact that asphalt isn't even with the curbs and all the manholes? Zero quality. Okay, so here's one thing I can say about this. There's going to be another coat of that non-skid stuff is going to go over the top of what's out there already. That part we've already heard from Mariano Iglesias. He said that it's not done. It will be even, right? So hooray for that. But these guys have been the worst for this. Like all that paving going down Beach Road and all that other stuff. Why? Well, why can't you finish like the Marianas Business Plaza, Joe 10 intersection at Joe 10 Kizu? Like somewhere where there's a high traffic area. You can't even finish that. Like, wouldn't you want to knock that out first? And like pour all your resources into it so you can get rid of that kind of headache at the beginning? Nope. I guess that's just me, my non-engineering background. Brad, you need to take into account the shut up. Just fix it. You had your chance to make sense. You're already a year behind schedule. So, well, it was because of the touchback. Okay. Touchback, not a year delay. Well, that's not fair. Okay, cool. And the weather? Well, the weather's not our problem. You figure that out when you make those bids, right? The thing is, CNMI needs to hammer those guys for being late. Put some serious fear of God into them. The only problem is I think we ended up using our fear of God card for the Liberation Parade. You better fix that part of Beach Road in time for the parade. Okay. Parade was great, by the way. How about the frustration of everybody who has to go through here? How do you like going through Chalon-Canoa right now with all that construction? That's actually not happening. It's just big open holes. People doing nothing. It's garbage. Well, I got to roll back. I missed some of your comments, by the way. My thing is they do a terrible job. Why does the government pay for a cheap job that's going to need to be fixed again later when you could pay for the expensive job and get it done properly? I guess there's a bid, but it's just I totally hear you on that. It says the first layer is already massively contaminated with fuel and oil and coolant. They have to strip and resurface if they're going to be inspected properly. Yep. Pay the expensive guy who will do it right the first time, rather than pay the cheap guys and you have to go back and do it again. Yep, I'm telling you, you're right. That's why you do it in sections. Strip, aggregate, pave, complete, right? And move along like that. These guys, my experience is just Legos. So it's not like I'm going to be able to tell these guys with real engineering backgrounds, where's the fish. But still, it's crap. It is garbage. These guys are putting on a clinic of how not to do a road construction project. In fact, they're putting on a clinic. They should be teaching a class like this for contracting, for procurement. And say, this is example 1A of a company that is way over its head. And we need to have some kind of controls in there to prevent them from taking these kind of jobs or making sure that they have to subcontract and have a better project manager. Because these guys are just not great. All right, I'm going to take a break because I can't believe I haven't yet. It just hit me. We do have the latest update from the Associated Press that's out. I've got some sponsors we need to acknowledge. And in 12 minutes, we're going to have our folks in here from Mango, who are awesome. We're really excited about that. So let's get you started with the latest from the Associated Press. Let me pull that up for you here. I just need to refresh it, actually. Pow, pow, pow. All right, so that's ready. In fact, maybe that's what we'll do first. I've got it ready for you, the Associated Press update. But let's get you a few messages from some of our sponsors. And I'll tell you what, our sponsors have been really great. And we've been having a lot of fun talking about it, too. And, with the elections coming up, you should not be, your privacy should not be infringed upon because of your disability. If you have any sort of impairment that would otherwise prevent you from having regular or unfettered access to the ballot box, the Commonwealth Election Commission and the election site commissioners are supposed to make sure that you have perfect access to it. I am not being a great spokesman for this because I'm still kind of sick. Sorry, guys. But thankfully, we've got folks from NM Posse who are in charge of making sure that you have everything that you need. You have all the access that you need, and they're there for you. We're going to get you guys a little message from them here, and then we're going to get you a few more from some of our other folks.
If you're a person with a disability in the CNMI, you have certain rights that protect your ability to vote. This video contains some information about your rights and some resources available to you in protecting those rights.
What are some of your voting rights as a person with a disability? You have the right to vote regardless of your disability. You have the right to cast your vote privately without disclosing your vote to anyone. But you also have the right to ask for assistance as needed. Polling place workers should be ready and available to assist and accommodate your needs. CNMI law requires that you must be registered to vote in the CNMI. You can vote if you are a citizen or national of the United States, at least 18 years of age on the date of the election, domiciled in the CNMI, a resident of the CNMI, and have resided in the Commonwealth for 120 days, are not serving a sentence for a felony, have not been declared by the court of unsound mind, and have registered to vote at least 60 days before the election.
As ability vote in place from your without impediment.
Under the CNMI law, no poll worker can force you to vote curbside. If you are unable to mark your ballot, you may select up to 2 people to help you cast your vote, except that they cannot be your employer or your employer's agent.
The Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 requires public entities to provide progress access, reasonable modification of policy, auxiliary aids and service where necessary to afford an individual with a disability an equal opportunity to participate in and enjoy the benefits of the services, program, or activity being conducted by the public entity.
Our primary goal is to have 100% participation of eligible voters in all elections, 100% polling place accessibility, and options for all voters who seek independent and private voting. If you want to know more about your voting rights, please contact the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated at 670-235-7273 or 74, or you can simply visit our website at www.nmpasi.org.
This video was brought to you by the Administration for Community Living and does not necessarily reflect their official views.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Israel says it killed Hamas's top leader during a battle in Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah yesterday. Sagar Magani has details.
Yahya Sinwar does not appear to have been the target. Israeli forces discovered his body in the aftermath. But from Jerusalem, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel has settled an account with Sinwar, to Berlin.
It's a good day for the world.
President Biden says he congratulated Netanyahu and is now more hopeful about a ceasefire. Sinwar was one of the architects of Hamas's October attack on Israel that set off the Gaza war. Netanyahu, though, says Sinwar's death does not mean the war is over, while White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Sinwar was a key obstacle to a ceasefire deal.
His removal from the battlefield does present an opportunity.
Israel's pitching this as a moment for Hamas to surrender and release hostages. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his government has intelligence that 10,000 North Korean troops are being prepared to join Russian forces fighting against his country. He made the comments in Brussels as he met with European Union leaders and NATO defense ministers on his victory plan for the war. An independent panel investigating the July assassination attempt on Donald Trump says the Secret Service needs fundamental reform and new leadership, adding another Butler can and will happen again without major changes in how candidates are protected. Turnout from early in-person voting started strong in North Carolina today, including in mountainous areas hit hard by Hurricane Helene. All but 4 of the 80 sites anticipated for the 25 western counties were open. And Meta's confirming layoffs, including staff at WhatsApp and Instagram. This is AP News. Seth Sutel now with the AP Markets Report.
Stocks drifted to a mixed close on Wall Street after some more encouraging news on the economy. The S&P 500 finished virtually unchanged Thursday. The index was hovering around its all-time high for much of the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 161 points to the record high it set the day before. That's about 0.4%. The Nasdaq Composite was close to flat. Gains for chip stocks and the insurance company Travelers helped to offset losses for Google's parent company and Elevance Health. Treasury yields rose in the bond market. That came after reports showed that U.S. shoppers spent more at retailers and fewer workers applied for unemployment. Seth Sutel, New York.
Mortgage rates keep rising. Freddie Mac puts the average on a 30-year at 6.44%, while the 15 is up to 5.63. It's the third week in a row rates have risen, and the highest since August. Still, a year ago, a 30-year averaged more than a full point higher at 7.63%. I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome back to NMI. It is 8:28 in the morning here on Friday, October 18th, and what a day it's been. Yes, it's been a little rainy. Yes, it's a little soggy out there, but it's still Friday. Would you rather it be a sunny Monday and you're stuck in the office? I don't think so. But if you are, at least you'd be able to hang out with cool people like I'm about to. Hey, it's 82 degrees outside right now. Humidity's at 82% up at the Saipan Airport, and it's going to be a little bit muggy today. Going to get a high near 85. Winds out of the east, 13 to 18 miles per hour. It's going to be a little gusty, up to 24 miles per hour, and a 70% chance of rain from now all the way through the weekend. But for now, it's not going to be raining. Well, not precipitating anyway. It's going to be pretty good. What it is going to be doing, though, it's going to be raining awesomeness because we've got a couple of guests in studio with us from Mango. What's Mango? Well, aside from being my favorite fruit, it's the Marianas Alliance of Non-Governmental Organizations, which is a lot easier for me to say when I'm not a little bit sick. But how about you guys are here, you're in the comments and everything, but give a big warm welcome to Shauna Babalta and Francis Sablon. They just made this whole morning. Ooh, look at that. You can see them right there. My face was right in the way. Hold on, there we go. Oh, there we go. Welcome them into the studio. Welcome, Shauna, Francis, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
It'll help when I turn your microphones on. Now everybody can hear you guys. See, I'm so pro. It's sad. They were just telling me, oh, this is so nice. You got all this stuff. It would be great if I knew how to work it, apparently. So it's great. So Shauna is the communications and membership manager at Mango, and which is great. But Francis, you're the co-founder of Mango. Holy cow. Yes. You guys don't come with like little bit players. You come with the heavies walking in right on day one. This is great.
Yeah, we have to make sure our message is loud and proud.
First impression is a lasting impression, they say.
Well, you guys are doing wonderful stuff. But let's get started. Let everybody know a little bit about Mango in case you don't know about it. We showed that video rolling into this before that little intro. But Shauna, why don't you tell us a little bit about Mango?
Sure. Mango is recognized nonprofit in CNMI. It started in 2010, and Miss Francis knows all about the history, but for about 10 years after it was incorporated, they did provide a little bit of workshops for the community who were interested. And then in 2020, we were awarded a grant from the administration for Native Americans. And with that grant, we were able to fund our office that we are at now, our staff that we have now. Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling for quite a while, and we're moving really fast. Maybe a lot faster than our feet can catch up with. So.
Well, that's great. I remember we got to. It sounds crazy, but we got to get super close to the microphones. No, really, I could tell so much. Like when you were getting closer, it sounded even so much more rich to everybody. So people are really going to appreciate it too, because you've got a great message to share with everybody about it, and especially a lot of the folks who are doing nonprofit work out here could really use the help from your organization. And Francis, what made you decide to help found an organization like this?
Well, actually, the Pacific Islands Alliance for NGOs, which is PIANGO, was the impetus for establishing Mango. They wanted to make sure that every island group within Micronesia and the vast Pacific are represented. They call them the civil society organizations, the CSOs and the NLUs, the National League units. So they were the ones who came out in 2010 to ensure that we have such an awesome organization to help the community. And so from then on, my co-founders were able to establish, and as Shauna mentioned, with the help of the Office of Minority Health, we were able to provide annual board development until we were able to secure our own funds through ANA, and the rest is history.
Yeah, the ANA grant was really big for all kinds of organizations.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we do have organizations that were fortunate enough to get awarded from grants from the Administration for Native Americans. And, we are actually on our second one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like magic, because it's unheard of that nonprofits or any other agency get another ANA grant right after they've closed out their first one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are on our second one. We're on our first year of our second grant with the Administration for Native Americans, and it's really helping us deliver a message, which is why we're here, because we want to make sure our message is out there for the whole Saipan CNMI community to really understand why we're here. And we're here for the Native nonprofits on Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. We're not forgetting about our sister islands out there.
Well, that's great. By the way, thinking about that, it's got to be a little bit more difficult for them being in the different islands and stuff like that. So do you have like a satellite office over there, or is it just really easy to communicate with you guys by phone or?
Through Zoom, and that's
Zoom,
how we've been conducting our trainings through Zoom, basically. And we encourage them to come out and attend live, but with finances being the way it is, Zoom is the next best thing.
Zoom's great.
Yes.
But luckily, I live in Saipan, and I've been able to see firsthand what you guys do over there, because I was there for the board of directors training. I think it was last year, maybe. When was the elections? The elections that were like November-ish, I think, for the chamber. So after that, Kim, the executive director for the Saipan Chamber of Commerce, she's like, "Hey, would you like to attend this?" I'm like, "Absolutely, let's do this."
Yeah, I was there facilitating the workshop. You were an A+ student.
This is why I have made it where I have today. It's because of the leadership that you had in that meeting that really powered me through.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Testimonial, right?
Yeah. But it was really great, and it was good to see that there were folks there from all kinds of different organizations that were there. It was a nice cross-section of the community. I got to see it. That's where I met June for the first time from 500 Sales. I know Patty and Marie like forever, but I had never met June. So it was really cool to see him in there. And find out what he has to do with 500 sales.
Yeah, June is great to work with. 500 Sales is actually one of our member clients, is what we call them, and we provide administrative services, which is also something that Mango can do for nonprofits if they're interested. Because Mango really wants to be what we call the administrative arm, while the nonprofits are out there focusing on their programmatic work. So they don't have to worry about all the desks work and paperwork. Just let Mango take care of that, and you guys focus on serving your community.
That's such a great mission for you guys. Helping people who are passionate about the community get through, so they don't get all tripped up with that administrative stuff. That's for me, that's a big energy drain. For me, it's not my favorite part of this at all. I love this. This is fun. I need a Mango for my actual business. But it doesn't really fit. That would be great.
Well, if you're a nonprofit, Brad, then you can. Of course, for a fee, but we can assist.
Well, if nonprofit counts as not making money, I'm really close. But this is great. But really, you guys. Vincent Raymond just said, he's like, oh, Miss Sablana's my teacher. Oh, right. So we got folks that are watching. Okay, just a few things coming in. We got people watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Hold on one second. Yeah, someone just asked me if your microphone was off. It's really difficult to hear you too, Shauna. So let me see if I can't do something different. Because I was thinking the same thing. I've got the headphones on, but every so often when I get you close in there, I can actually hear it. I see you guys got the memo about wearing the black polo shirts, because I'm rocking that today too. Just by chance.
Closer to me than this way.
Yeah, because it makes such a massive difference when you talk into it.
Here I am.
Yay! All right, that does sound better. We're getting closer at the very least. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to take about 5 seconds. Or not 5 seconds. I'm going to take about 30 seconds. I'm going to play a real quick commercial. You guys don't go anywhere. This is going to be a really quick commercial, and I'm just going to make sure that we have, there might be a different cable I can plug in here. So 1 second, we'll be right back.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
All right, CNMI, we're going to try this all over again. Just a real quick sample. Bop back and forth with a little bit of music. And let's see if we can't get a sound check again, Shauna. What do we got? Oh, no. Actually, it didn't work. How about now?
Good morning.
Oh, that's better. That is better. That is so much better. All right. Now we are back at it, and I think we got this solved. How about that? But it's good to see you guys. And thanks, Franco. Thanks for Lori and Ricky. Thank you guys. I see you guys over there on YouTube. Saw your comments. I think a little bit too late, but we're good to go. Okay, but now, yeah, you sound like a rock star now. Okay. So what's your first song today?
My first song.
Yeah.
And she is a singer.
Yes. So this is great. All right. So I again, we mentioned I was one of the beneficiaries of the board of directors training that you provided, and that was great. Gave me a great basis for that. But how about some of the other things? Like if somebody just has a great idea for an organization, do they come to you first? Is that something that you guys can do, like right from the beginning, help set up a nonprofit or non-government NGO?
Yeah, for sure. So if anyone has an idea about what they think could be a nonprofit, with the sole purpose of helping our community. They would essentially visit our office or just send us an email or give us a call. But they would meet with me first, and I would give them all the steps and all the paperwork that they would need to start a nonprofit. And I have this whole list that I've curated for anyone and everyone who wants to start a nonprofit.
Really?
Yes, and a bunch of other supplemental resources. So we really want to be a resource for the community, so that their process and their journey to start their dream, if that may be the case, is easy. And it's great to see a lot of these nonprofits really get off the ground with our help. Yeah.
Well, there's so many great NGOs here that do such a great thing, and like the idea of putting that together, it showed some real vision. But all those hurdles you got to go through to get that stuff, it's got to be to me, it seems really intimidating.
It can be, especially when you're trying to get recognized by the federal government. As you know, we have to be in a space where we are comfortable and confident with the paperwork, and that's what Mango is trying to help you guys with. So, Ms. Matt, you want to add something to that?
Basically, applying for 501c3, for instance, for me was simple. And with the help of Mango, that was my experience. But the challenge for every nonprofit is to maintain their books, their records, turning in the reports, renewing their business license. All of those nitty-gritty are, like you say, very intimidating sometimes, and especially it's not a one-stop shop that we have here in the CNMI, and so that makes it even more challenging, where you have to go to this office, to that office, and then come back around again. That is a challenge, and so I'm glad that our office has tried to streamline the information so that they know exactly where to go and who to see, supposedly, so that they can get the job done.
Well, yeah, the people who are forming those groups are passionate about what they're doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there probably aren't a lot of people passionate about paperwork. That's almost what you guys are. Instead of Mango, you guys should be like Papaya, passionate about paperwork. And for you and all, that's Papaya. There we go.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Good job.
it's the accounting arm of Mango.
Are you trying to mix both fruits?
Hey, I like it. I like my mangoes. I like my papayas. That's
We're going to be a fruit salad by the end of today.
By the way, I will say that we are getting comments, and someone said, sing something. Then someone else is like, please, any song. Yeah, you're definitely getting requests in there. Tobat Castro says, hello, Auntie Francis. My wife used to instruct a dance group with her. That's nice. Chris Castro. Yeah. So it's great. You guys already got a fan group tuning in for us today, for sure. What are some of the things that you guys are doing most recently? Some of the the newest things that are going on with you?
You want to start off, Ms. Francis?
We've got the voices that you can talk about, and in all the data that we want to collect, and that's with the new ANA grant funding. And then we have our general membership meeting coming up.
Yeah.
Our annual membership meeting, that's on the 28th, and we've got a long list of our members that have already registered or informed us that they are going to be attending. But for those members, because we have like 106, is it, Shauna, of our member organizations on board now, and so we would like to see all of them being represented at our annual general membership meeting.
Wow, that's great. I mean, that's a lot of people. Where are you going to host something like that?
Of course, at Crown Plaza. They've got the hall there that can accommodate. But like you say, if we grow any bigger, we're going to have to find a facility that can accommodate our members.
Yeah. Another thing I want to add is with the Voices grant, because that's the second grant that we have from ANA. It's the long name is Giving Voice to Native Nonprofits. And what we're trying to do with that grant is we're putting together a database for our members and then at the same time build our membership, because with that database, it's really focused on putting a lot of data together that's specific to, or that's kind of like digestible for funders beyond the CNMI waters, to kind of like hopefully build on our current revenue stream for our grants that we're getting, and kind of increase that number of grants and the size of the grants. Yeah.
Wow. And you guys have so much going on. Now, you're still located in the same place?
Yes, we are at the Springs Plaza.
The Springs Plaza. That's where you can find Bank of Hawaii is in there.
Yes.
There's all kinds. There's
Sushi spot.
That's
Fork
over there?
and Spoon.
I knew Fork and Spoon, but I didn't know about Sushi Spot.
OPM.
OPM's over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've been there.
Well, but I want to hear more about the Sushi Spot. Is this like a regular lunch place for you guys?
Oh, yes.
Like right next door?
We just had lunch there yesterday.
Wow. All right, I gotta go check them.
Meaning her and someone else.
Oh, I'm sure it's an open invite.
Thank you for the clarification.
So that's where it is, right on Middle Road, easy to get to. The numbers that we have for you are 233-6200.
Yes, that's our office number.
All right, and is that the best number to get in touch with anybody over at Mango?
Yes, yes.
All right, so 670-233-6200. And that's how you can get all kinds of new information or any information about what's going on with Mango, whether you have a nonprofit that you could use some help with, or if you're considering starting up a nonprofit and you're not exactly sure where to take your first step, but you've got some folks there who are willing and ready to help you out with all that kind of stuff.
Brad, I wanted to add, not only organizations are members of Mango, we also have individuals. And we have about 80 plus individuals that, are either aspiring to establish a nonprofit or just want to be tuned in to all of the information that we have to give, because we have a newsletter that Shauna puts out every week for Mango and to our members, so that means our organizational members and individuals.
Wow. Well, that's great. I know that like business community folks like the Chamber, they've got similar things like associate members. Hand Me does stuff like that as well. So just having individual members like that is really outstanding and helps get you even more connected to everybody. Man, I'm blown away. Like there's so many times, if Mango was around, or at least if I was more aware of it, probably about, it wasn't around, I don't think, back then, but going back to like 2006, 2007, I think I would have been knocking at your door because back then when I was writing sports for the Tribune, I really want to do, create some kind of like a sports organization, something where that wasn't just sports-based, but it was really focused on like supporting the fight against like non-communicable diseases and getting kids more active and bringing things to the different schools and bring it to the different villages and having something set up over the weekends. I haven't thought about this in a long time, but back in 2006, I didn't have a family to take care of and to be a part of and all the other organizations and all that. Plus, I probably had a little bit more energy too.
Yeah.
But the idea of doing all that stuff all around the island was something that I would have loved to have done. Had no idea where the first step would be to doing all that stuff. Maybe I could figure out what the first step would be now, maybe a couple after that. But again, this would have been, it was a major obstacle for me to even consider doing anything like that. But, you guys could have given that idea some wings and really helped with that probably.
And we still can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love what I'm doing right now, but I'll tell you what, I still love that idea because I'm sure there's plenty of grant money to do just those kind of things. And it would make such an impact out here, going around from village to village. And it would be like a nonstop thing. It would just be a different village every month, if not more than that. So
that's a beautiful idea. Yeah. And, we've had some folks come in, kind of share their ideas that are similar to yours, but not so, not to the exact way, but they want to help because they do recognize that we do have health issues here in the CNMI. And those health issues are trickling down to our population that are younger and younger, unfortunately. But yeah, anyone who has an idea, feel free to come into our office. I'd be glad to sit down with you and answer your question. answer your questions, hear about your visions, and then we can go from there.
Do you have any like real ways of like speaking about your success stories? Are there any favorites that you have that you're really proud of that you guys hold out as an example of things that you've done for folks?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I haven't had time to think about that, Brad. This is why you do this.
Hey.
But we do have some members that we're featuring at our annual membership meeting that will be testimonials, in terms of how Mango has helped them. I was talking to Isla Montessori last night, to Tatiana, and she is one that will be presenting at our annual membership meeting, and was really commenting and commending Mango for assisting her and her organization be the success that it is today. So we do have testimonials from some of our member organizations that can speak to that.
Yeah. And then also on our social media, every month we're featuring one of our members through video and interviews and pictures. And they also get to share their activities that they're doing with their community as well.
True, and one of them was 500 cells that we recently featured.
Yes. Yep.
I'm going to try and pull you guys up now.
Sure.
So is it just Mango for your Facebook?
Facebook, I believe it's Mango CNMI.
Mango CNMI. Let's find out. Kapow. No, but Nettie C doing some Mango stuff. There we go. It's fully spelled out.
Yes.
You know what? I need to like it. There we go.
Thank you.
Just so that everybody can see this too. I will bring this up. If you guys haven't already, we'll put the link in the comment section. But you can go and find them now. In fact, it's a great idea. The Marianas Alliance of Non-Governmental Organizations. You can give them a like and find out all the good stuff. Ooh, look at their... they've got us on there right now with you. But all the great stuff about that's happening here, featuring some of the staff. And I can already see some of the folks. Oh, look, there's Francis. And other folks. I see the Tossie to Table folks in there.
Yes.
And so what do you do for them? Do you do that same kind of admin stuff for Tossie to Table?
No, we don't. But they participated in one of our cohorts with our modules. You attended one of them, which was the board training. The board training. The board training is one module of 6 in our curriculum, and Tossie to Table attended all 6 in one of our cohorts, and we wanted to feature them because of their time and dedication to our curriculum.
Oh, that's great. Well, you guys, if you're listening, if you haven't already given them a like, please give them a like and a follow so you can find out all that other stuff that's going on. And you don't have to be a member of a non-government or non-governmental organizations, easy for me to say, to do it, but at least it'll keep you tied in with some of the other folks that are doing great stuff all around Saipan. And who knows, maybe you're going to want to throw in and help out somehow. I'm sure they probably won't want to turn you away if you can help them out somehow. You've also got a website.
Yes, we do. And we are going to hard launch our website at our annual general membership meeting on October 28th. But it's here and ready for the community to navigate through. And we are open to any ideas for improvements, for sure.
Well, you can't improve that. That's a good-looking group of folks right there at the front, at the top of the website already. You can't beat that. And it's a really good-looking website from what we're seeing right now at mangocnmi.org. And the Lemai, tell us about that, the Lemai Mai Incubator Project.
The Lemai Mai Incubator.
Lemai Mai.
Oh. So I see that we need to correct the spelling here. Thank you for bringing it up.
Did I say it right then, at least the way it's spelled?
Yes, it's the way it's spelled. I think we got to revisit. It's a work in progress for sure.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have Ms. Francis explain the Lemai Mai Incubator because she was one of the folks who kind of were part of the team.
Okay.
Started.
Basically, you mentioned part of the modules. We have 6 modules of the Lemai Mai. Anna granted us the first 3 years to produce the 6 modules and to conduct the board development trainings. And that's what Shauna has been doing ever since she came on board. And that's part of the module that you were able to experience, Brad. You know, we have the board development, we've got strategic planning, we've got
you want me to help you with the list?
Yes, please.
So it's starting a nonprofit is the first module. The second module is board training. The third, I might get this wrong, but it's strategic planning, managing your nonprofit, sustainability, and then lastly would be the financial management.
Well, that's great. I mean, these are awesome resources for anyone who's, again, let people focus on their passion for the community. And that's not fun at all for you guys. I mean, maybe you get to enjoy watching everybody do all those great things while you do all that stuff that everybody else dreads. I mean, it's like the monotony of doing all that paperwork.
I think I don't feel it as much as the rest of the team because we do have a finance department.
Oh,
those guys! Oh man, we need to give them something. We need to get them a massage, or those chairs that give massages when you just sit in them. Anyways, they're the ones who really drive the administrative work for those who are paying us for administrative services. I just want to share their names real quick. They're Franco Santos, Angelica Narvaez, Divine Pua, Sean Davis. So all of these guys really focus on the financial stuff for our members. And then on top of that, Mango's finances.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So it's a big deal.
And reportings to Anna and other funders. Yes. And in terms of the modules, it's not just the members who participate in the training, the 6 module trainings. We also open it up to the community. And we've done that for the past 4 years. And so with Shauna's help, she continues to announce when certain modules will be offered to the community for free.
Wow.
And so, where can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Who doesn't like free mangoes? Like, I'm in. I love everything that you guys are doing. You're singing the right song. Thank you. Even though people do want you to sing. What is your go-to song?
Oh, man.
I'm not going to make you sing it.
You know what? When I'm at karaoke, it's Alicia Keys.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, no.
Which one? Is there one in particular?
Yeah, of course. There's always one. All If I Ain't Got You.
Ooh. We could pull up that instrumental.
Yeah, and we can hear her sing the chorus.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, hold on. This is going to be, you're not being put on the spot at all.
Yeah, I don't feel like I am.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Shauna has some fans out there that want to listen to her.
Oh, hold on just for a second.
It's not even lunchtime, guys.
What's that?
It's not even lunchtime and we're doing this.
That makes this so much better. So
the improv.
If you're going to end up doing that, you're going to need some headphones.
Oh, he comes equipped.
Am I putting this on now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's just so you can hear the music. I haven't pressed play yet, don't worry. You can't hear anything quite yet. Oh, this is pretty cool. All right, can you hear me talking at least right now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, here we go. All right, so I think we have a special performance going on today.
Yes.
So there's a couple different versions. Here's one that's a piano. That sounds about right. Let's see how this one sounds.
You can choose.
That's fine. This is fine.
Oh, I love it. All right, enjoy this, everybody. This is totally not planned, and she's definitely appreciative of this
opportunity.
Oh, gosh.
Your fans are going to love this. They're already saying, let's go. Here we
go. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people
People think that the physical things define what's within. I've been there before, but that life's a bore so full of the superficial. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That was dedicated to Mr. Babauta.
Oh man. Who has a better job than me? This is great. Yeah, you. Oh man. This is wonderful. Yeah, I love that I get to do this kind of stuff. And thank you so much for letting us put you on the spot. It was really your fans that demanded it. In the comment section. I'm watching it right now. People are, let's go. Woo! That's one comment. Beautiful. That's another one. Someone just sent a bunch of hearts. Like, this was great. Thank you so much. It was just absolutely lovely.
Thank you, Miss Francis, for supporting me.
Yes. Well, I get to hear her every now and then in the office.
Here's another one. Chills and tears. Beautiful.
Oh,
wow.
Ooh,
just
that
pour it
gives
in.
me chills too.
Oh my God, I love it. Amazing. It's another one. And that's just there. Oh, that was great. Awesome. Well, I got all kinds of stuff popping up on Facebook now too. This is just, well, it's wonderful for me too. It was great. Even without the singing, this was a great morning for me having you both in studio. And I want you to know, please, it's an open invitation. It's not one of those, it's not it's not lip service. I'd love to have you guys come in. Anytime you have something going on, even if you don't have anything going on, you just want to come in and hang out and sing. We could do that too.
Miss Francis will sing next.
I love it.
She's a singer as well.
No, I can't. I'm nothing compared to what she's done. So,
well,
you continue, Shauna.
All right.
Well, thank you both. Anything else that you'd like to send out to everybody before we get out of here?
I think for me, it's just, it may be daunting at first to have an idea to start a nonprofit, but we are here to help alleviate any of your worries. Yeah.
Yes, and we have awesome partners out there, in terms of the government sectors. And so, we want to continue to collaborate with them. And at the same time, like Shauna says, assist our community.
Wow, what a close for today's show. I absolutely love it. That's the closing for the week, too. And just as the piano music just wrapped up, too. In fact, Luisa Cabrera said, Miss Francis now is going to do a dance number.
Nice.
That's great.
Okay, on the next show.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds fair. That's a tough one also. Someone said you need to do this more. What's the link? All right, yeah, we'll get. The link for Mango CNMI. I'll get you the link. It's mangocnmi.org, I think, right? Is that your website?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me put that in the comments before we walk out of here because I don't want to miss it. Mango CNMI. Would help if I put the letters in the right order. .org. Kapow. All right, so that's what we got for you. All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. Thank all of you guys for tuning in. I'm pointing to nobody. Hold on. There. Thank you guys for tuning in today. It was great. I had a great time with you guys since 7 o'clock this morning. We'll be back again next week, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, right here on Good Morning Marianas. If you haven't already, please like our page. That is important because the whole thing about we don't want to be a nonprofit. We want to be a profit. So that's something that the sponsors love when they see our numbers keep going up. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube at NMI News 670. I want to say thanks again for our lovely guests for being in here with us this morning, spreading some great news and some goosebumps with the singing. And we'll do all this stuff, and we'll be back again Monday morning, 7 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. It's Good Morning Marianas.
Adios.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. from a beautiful place with the civic views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning Mariana.